Hi, it's Erin and Simon with Assets and Arbitrage. And today we are still continuing our mastery series. So, what we're going to do is we're going to give you some resources and some tidbits to help you get your mastery on.
Yeah, so this is one of her favorite subjects. We came across maybe an old interview, not too old, maybe 2 years old, but it was an interview with Kobe Bryant, and he was talking to a YouTube influencer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jay Shetty, but he's like in about mindset and things like that. So it was a really great interview, and he talked about his mindset and the amount of work he put into mastery. So we said, oh, that'll be a great show. Let's talk about mindset mastery and some resources to the mindset and mastery part of it. So it's a great interview. It'll be in the description, and you guys can go check it out, and you can just see, how somebody who has mastered his craft actually uses his mindset and how he looks at things.
Right. Now, I do want to say that I'm a big Kobe fan, and not the basketball player Kobe, the mindset, mind right, Mamba mentality Kobe. Kobe has mastered multiple, I want to say genres, right? He received an Oscar for screenwriting. He's mastered the art of basketball. He's mastered coaching. There was something else I said he mastered. He received an award for. He's mastered multiple languages.
Yeah,
I think he's fluent in several languages.
6 or 7.
So just understanding that the wealth that he enjoyed, the wealth that he built was based upon mastery, not just high income asset building. And that is what we want to talk about today. So first, we want to share resources with them.
Yeah, a lot of things about mastery, if we're going to be in this space of investing, especially with digital assets and Bitcoin, there's a lot of resources out there you can use for education, right? One of them that I like to use is it's a website and an app. It's called edx.com. And what you can do is you can go over there and take courses for free. And you can take courses on, I've taken courses over there on macroeconomics, microeconomics, science, things like that. And what you can do is you take them for free and you get the what they call the free track.
Yes.
And then if you want to pay, typically anywhere between $50 and $200, you will get the certificate. And this comes from Harvard, Princeton, MIT, all kind of schools. And then there's smaller schools, but you get the certificate. It was actually kind of created so that you get the certificate and you can put it on your LinkedIn profile to just show some of the certifications you can get. Also, what I like to use, they have on YouTube called MIT Open Courseware. So I took, a couple courses through there, a couple financial courses, macroeconomics, micro blockchain technology. And see, these are things that part of your mastery when you're just starting to learn in this, in this genre, that you need to take these courses so that you can have more of an understanding and not be, a lot of people come in here a little late and, just because of the questions I hear, I know that there is not enough education that some people have, right? You got your books, for example. I mean, we on Gentleman of Crypto. You have Bitcoin and Black America by Bitcoin Zay. You got that. You also have, and we'll talk about this book on another show. You also have the Bitcoin Standard, written by Dr. Saifedean Ammous. So these are things that you want to do to educate yourself in gaining part of your mastery.
I do want to let you guys know for the EDX that he was discussing, our children do that as part of their homeschool. Because we homeschool our kids, they don't even understand grade level curriculum, right? They're like, oh, if mom and dad give this to us, then we're smart enough to do it. And they do it. Junior, I don't know if you know, but Junior took a coding course for $12. I paid $12.49 for it. He's got the certificate. We put it on his LinkedIn. Now, granted, I have to fudge the age on his LinkedIn because he's only 11. You have to be 16 on LinkedIn. But we needed that digital, what would you call it? Like digital
That's part of his digital resume.
Digital resume, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We needed that for his digital resume. So the kids have been taking coding courses, like he said. Classes typically range from $50 to $200, but they do have classes cheaper than that. You can do it for free. You just don't get the certificate, and
Yeah.
you're not able to access the progress tests.
Mm-hmm.
They also have the micro degrees.
Yes.
So if you wanted to specialize right now, I think it's just science. If you wanted to specialize in certain sciences and stuff, you could take these 4 courses for like whatever the price is, and you can have that on your LinkedIn as part of your digital transcript was really the word I was looking for.
And the reason, I'm sorry, just and the reason that's important for my Bitcoiners is because Bitcoin and science are synonymous, right?
Yes,
and we're going to do a long show on that. But Bitcoin, and you guys may have seen it before, a few people talk about it, but how Bitcoin is intertwined with thermodynamics and the laws of thermodynamics. So yeah, we'll do a show about that. We're not going to get into that today because it's a little technical. Could be kind of boring. But yes, Bitcoin and thermodynamics go hand in hand. So learning, about science, not just finance, but science, because Bitcoin and a lot of these are technologies and they're technological science. So we need to learn these type of things. And these are free resources you can go to. I mean, I'm talking about high-end MIT, Harvard, who else? Princeton, all these high-end schools and great instructors who really know what they're talking about. So that's part of your mastery, just getting some of these courses, learning, spending time, because like we said, mastery is about 10,000 hours. That's minimum. That's the threshold they say. So, and 10,000 hours is a lot of time to master something. So you got to put the time in to have mastery of these things. That's why we brought up the Kobe thing, because he spent so much time mastering stuff. And he was, we got the book, The Mamba Mentality. I don't know if you guys have read that. It's a pretty good book. You get that mindset out of it, how you just obsessed. That's what Bitcoin is: laser eyes, laser focus. You obsess on what you're trying to get accomplished, and that's part of the mastery. Not you want to be master, not a what do you call it? Jack of all trades, master of none. Right. No, you want to be a master of your trade or whatever it is that you're into, your industry. You want to have total mastery in that, and it takes time. A young person can't really have mastery, even when you think about some of the trades, right? You have, how does it go? You have apprenticeship, you have journeyman, and then you have master. Yes. Right? And it will take you a while. I'm just saying something maybe like electrician. It will take you a while to become a master electrician. Right. You can't be a master as soon as you get out of school, right? You have to go through that and put in those hours so that you can have mastery of your craft. Master barber requires hours, and the state makes you have proof of those hours. Clinicians, nurses, paramedics, those hours. That way they can say you have mastery within your particular profession. So we're bringing this up today because with mastery, that in itself creates arbitrages, right? It's your mindset. It is the chessboard. It's understanding the moves that need to be made. So some of the things I want to bring up is in mastery requires consistency and a self-discipline. And I hear a lot of people say things like, I'll dress the part when I get the job. Yeah. I'll be a wife when I meet the right man. I'll be a husband when I meet the right woman. I'll talk properly when I'm in the right situation. And no, you're not. You're not going to do any of those things in the right situation because you developed the habit of doing what you want to do in every situation. So when the right opportunity comes, when the right situation arrives, you will miss that opportunity because you have not developed the habit. You haven't been building the habit. You haven't been practicing a craft. When we talked about the laws of power, we talked about guarding your reputation at all costs. Yeah. That requires you to build a reputation to start with. Right? There's nothing to guard if you haven't built it. So in this day and age, when you are looking for arbitrage, I know content creators are looking for sponsorship. Right. People are looking for contracts. How can we get this first round funding, second round funding, so on and so forth?
Where can we get the opportunities to bring in, to generate the income? And we just have a few little things we want to just kind of point out that people miss all the time. Mm-hmm. When you lack discipline, you typically lack discipline in every aspect, every facet of your life. Yes. People don't understand that. Mm-hmm. Something as simple as, do you make your bed every day? When you get up out of your bed, don't matter what point of the morning you make your bed up, do you make your bed up? I watched a YouTuber the other day, film his show, and his bed was poorly made. It was the first thing I noticed. And maybe because I'm a mom, right? I noticed it. My husband noticed it. He noticed it because he's a dad. We got all these kids. But it was, you have 14,000 subscribers, and that's what your bed looks like? Right. So I know if we were to do business, that would stick out to me. Mm-hmm. And you're like, not making your bed is not a big deal. But it is. Simple things like your social media. When you are going to do business with sponsors, if you're looking for, and I'm talking about high earning employment, where the employment process takes 6 months, 8 months, right? They are looking at who are you really, not who you showed up at the interview to be. Mm-hmm. Who are you really? So your social media needs to be tightened up. You want to create a brand, you want to create a reputation out the gate. All right, especially for single people. If you're a single gentleman and your Instagram is nothing but half-dressed women, that can cost you the opportunity. That can make you look unstable. That can make the investor say, I'm not willing to invest the money. And you're like, hey, but that's not a big deal, but it is. Yes. Single women, if there's selfies, you're half-dressed, you got twerking videos and stuff like that. We don't want our brand associated with this particular individual. Yep. Whether it's a job, whether it's sponsorship, people are willing to invest. If you're looking for a job, this is an employer who's saying, I'm going to invest in you. If you're looking for sponsorship, this is somebody who's saying, our two brands are going to be associated in some which way, shape, or form. You have to have the best image as possible for us to work together. Mm-hmm. Right? So when we talk about mastery, master your reputation, master your brand, master your image. Mm-hmm. Who you are. And remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. They just need that one thing to eliminate you from the person who's competing with you. You want to separate yourself from the pack. So our shows are really always about getting the arbitrage. And a lot of times for us as Black people, as a Black couple, we are always trying to separate ourselves from everyone else. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what the mastery is about. I need to know more than you do. I need to communicate better than you do. Mm-hmm. And not in a competition, but it's important that we separate ourselves. That way we can get the best value from whatever it is that we're seeking. Mm-hmm. Okay, I need to write better than you. I need to have, my business plan needs to be tighter than yours because we are competing for some type of arbitrage. Yeah, resources. And typically assets and wealth are limited resources. That's what makes them, there's a scarcity there. That's what makes them valuable. So guard your reputation. We're going to bring that law back up. It's one of the 48 laws of power. Guard your reputation. But in the mastery sense, you want to master your reputation first. Yes. Who you are, what you bring to the table, how you translate to other people. The other thing that we notice when I go and look at social media, is this is real, right? I know what you're trying to say. People spend thousands of hours on social media posting. Mm-hmm. The way people write, terrible. And the problem is you spend thousands of hours writing terribly. When it comes time for you to communicate in written communication effectively, you're unable to do it because you never built the habit. Your attention to detail is not there because you typically don't use attention to detail to write a social media post. You want everything tight. Even something as small as a social media post, even if you're just making a joke, write it properly. Mm-hmm. Use clear and concise words. Say what you mean what you say. Yeah. But also, don't post random things. Meaning, if you have a random thought, you're angry, you're upset, you may be enraged, don't post anything. Because, like we said, this is a day and age when people are looking into who are you, what are you about, and that's the social media post that can blow up a deal for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we're noticing that a lot. Like we hear people say, I don't know why I didn't get the job. Well, I'm looking at your social media. I know why you didn't get the job.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I didn't, we were looking to get this sponsorship. We've been doing this for 6-7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you start looking at people's videos and you're like, oh, I know why you didn't get the sponsorship, right? You didn't even think about this back then. You want to have that strategic, as we're building and as we're creating, I am laser focused on a certain goal. So I'm presenting myself in a certain way. I speak in a certain way. I hear people say all the time, oh yeah, we just kicking it, we just chopping it up, it's no big deal. And I'll talk right during the interview. What happens is they're talking to you so much during the interview that you just go right back into urban speak, whatever you want to call it, right? You're not able to really put yourself in a position of empowerment because you haven't been practicing it all along. I could work the room if I get the opportunity to work a room. No, you can't because you're used to cursing people out.
Yeah.
Somebody asks you an inappropriate question, you're not used to practicing the decorum to dress them down in a professional, polite way that doesn't ruin your opportunities moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to kind of point out these little mastery tools, that Mamba mentality, that you said something, before I just pop out an opinion about it, let me think about what you're saying and respond to you in a clear, concise manner.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be the make or break of a deal, of an opportunity, of an up level.
Yeah.
And those are some of the things that we just been hearing some stuff over the week. Like, we're going to do a show on this and just talk about how can I separate myself from everyone else? How can I establish a brand that's different from all of the other brands out there, even if I'm just a sole prop? How can I do that? If I'm going for a job interview, how can I separate myself from the other candidates? If I'm looking for sponsorship, how can we separate ourselves as a brand from the other million trillion YouTubers?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And those are some of the things we talk about: education, communication, clear and concise communication, no matter what it is. If it's social media, if it's a text message, if it's an email, practice writing properly. Practice speaking properly. That way, when the situation comes, because a lot of these opportunities come by accident, not by accident, but spontaneously.
Yeah, they just come kind of randomly. You're like, oh man, I didn't expect that, but here it is, so I'm ready for it. What we say before: stay ready, so you don't have to get ready, right? So you stay ready, and an opportunity presents itself, then you can capitalize on that opportunity. I wanted to go back a little bit what she said about discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing about discipline is when you're disciplined, people can count on you, and that's a big deal because people want to know: can I count on you? Are you going to show up when I need you to show up? Are you going to be here every day? And the discipline is something that is very key in moving forward and building your wealth. Yes. Being disciplined and just dollar cost averaging your Bitcoin, yes. Right? The price is the price, right? It fluctuates up and down. But you know what? If you're disciplined in it over a time period, all of a sudden, now you got a nice war chest of digital assets. Right. Just the discipline across your lifestyle helps, right? People can count on you. Your family can count on you. The things that you are building for your family will be there because you had a disciplined mindset to make sure no matter what, I'm going to get this done. And that's what we're talking about, mastery, discipline, education. Mm-hmm. They kind of go all, together because you want to master your craft. It takes time, right? Mm-hmm. It takes time. You can't be a master. It's like, martial arts. It takes a while to get that black belt, but over time you master your craft, then yes, you get that black belt. These things that you have to master. She mentioned chess. What are they called? They're called grandmasters. So they are grandmasters. They are masters of chess. Mm-hmm. And, it takes time. Not for some people. You got some of these prodigies. These prodigies, they've been grandmasters in their teenage years. I'm like, damn. But anyway.
Small children, like the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, they be grandmasters young, but still masters of their craft. Mm-hmm. And that's what you want to do. You want to master your craft. If your craft is, for us, is investing and building digital assets, you want to be a master of it. You want to understand what's going on, and you want to use some of these free. I mean, most of them are free, but
Mm-hmm.
these free resources where you can get this education. These are college level courses where you can
Yes.
help master. You can go on YouTube. There's people who are masters of their craft on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube
Yeah.
who readily give out free information
Every
for
day.
you every day. And you could just
Mm-hmm.
sit back and listen to them, take notes, and
Mm-hmm.
master. Like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. She knows what she's talking about. You want to you want to understand that mastery is the key. Mastery is the key to anything you're doing, even if you were doing something outside of investing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just want to master your craft, right? You want to be a master. You want to be the best that you could be in your craft.
But the most important aspects of mastery is study and practicing.
Mm-hmm.
I've met people who will read books till the cows come home, but you notice that in their life they never execute. There's a lack of execution there. And that's just as detrimental as not studying, right? You have all of the knowledge, the information in your head, but you're scared to execute, you're scared to launch, you're scared to do. When you're in school and you are practicing mastery in school, they have you do theory and then they have you do the practical.
Practical.
That's real world stuff, right? So if you're studying the Bitcoin standard and you're not buying Bitcoin,
Right.
what are you really doing?
And like I said, we always keep it going. Shout out to the 5%ers out there. Shout
Thanks
out
to
to
the
the gods.
gods.
But they have a saying: knowledge,
Wisdom.
understanding, and then wisdom.
Yeah,
So you get the knowledge. They say, okay, I got all this knowledge.
I understand it.
So then you got to take time. You say, oh, I understand the knowledge. And then that's when you're at the point where you have the wisdom where you can speak the knowledge back to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Or use it and use it however you need for your family or your group that you're using. But that's what it is: knowledge, understanding, wisdom. That's a process of
Mm-hmm.
mastery. Once you get the wisdom, it is synonymous with mastery.
Yes.
And it comes in different places, a different genre. We're talking about the 5%ers or whatever you're doing, but the words might be different, but the end game is the same. You want mastery, you want wisdom. And you can have mastery and wisdom in one, what do you say, one genre.
Yeah.
You may not have mastery across the board. You may not have wisdom across the board, but you know what you're doing in your genre. You know what you're talking about. And that's key because there's a lot of people, I call them Johnny come latelys, in this crypto business where they just got on the crypto and next thing you know, they're out here teaching classes and stuff, courses. And they don't have, I don't even know if they have knowledge, let alone understanding, and forget about wisdom and mastery. And they're just teaching courses and telling you this, telling you that. You just found out about Bitcoin 6 months ago, and now you on here selling courses. What?
All right.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Stop it. So you got to get your information up, man. As my good brother Nipsey Hussle would say, get your information up. Get your information up, and then you got to get an understanding of the information, and then that's when the wisdom comes and the mastery. And that's what we're talking about. That's all we're talking about. We spend hours and hours and hours researching and learning and doing different things and physically trying stuff. And so, it's a process. It doesn't come easy. It doesn't come quick, but
but it permeates across all aspects and facets of your life. So some of the tidbits I have, for those of you who don't like to make your bed every day, you just roll out of it, do what you need to do. Let the first thing you do is make your bed every day. Like start developing habits. I would also implore my entire audience, anybody who can hear my voice on this plane, to do a gratitude journal. Every single day, tell the universe what you are grateful for, because you start to see the world as your glass is half full instead of half empty. And when you can see the glass half full, that's when you can see what your options are. You can see the potential in things. Tiffany Haddish, she tell a funny story about how she was homeless, and then this guy offered her this apartment for $500. So she's telling you, she's like, I walked in this apartment, there was roaches hanging everywhere, there was a flood in the ceiling, the floor was filthy, it looked like somebody was massacred on the carpet, it was so disgusting. And when the guy asked her, like, do you want it? She was like, yeah, I can see the potential in this place, because she had just been homeless. So at that point, no matter how terrible that apartment was, her glass was half full.
Mm.
And you really want to approach life, when I say with optimism, not with rose colored glasses on, but with potential, right? Somebody would say, oh, I can't afford that. Simon and I would look at each other and say, how can we afford it?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah.
We like that. How can we afford it? And then that's when all of our little cogs and wheels start turning, our imaginations get going. We're like, oh yeah, we could hustle it this way and do this with it, do that with it. And then you begin to see the plethora of options that we actually have. And it's just shaping the lens of the world that you live in. But that comes with a lot of self-discipline.
Yes.
Get up, make your bed every day, do a grateful journal every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If somebody says something to you and you know you don't know much about it, don't form an opinion on it. Mm-hmm. Don't be scared to say, I don't have a lot of information on this particular thing. Let me look into it, and then I'll get back to you if they're trying to ask what your opinion on it is. Mm-hmm. Just little things in interactions with people, because we are in a digital world where we're interacting more than ever because we can do it digitally. Mm-hmm. But we're also noticing that because we interact digitally, people are missing old world social conventions. Like, they don't know how to interact on a social level, like if you grew up having to interact on a physical social level. Yeah. Yes. Right? When you work in the room, when you're socially, professionally, socially networking, these little things will separate you from every single person standing next to you. Mm-hmm. Just these little things. So we wanted to bring that up because we want you guys to start finding the arbitrage in whatever it is you're looking for. Yeah. Right? Scrub your social media platform if it looks crazy. Like, take a look at it from an investor standpoint. Mm-hmm. And whether you give them your social media handles or not, people are looking into you if you're trying to do business with them. We have multiple income generating arms for our business. Mm-hmm. We have to be extremely strategic in every single thing that we do. But the good news is that we are who we say we are. That's just what we practice as a family, as a brand. And that makes it easy. Mm-hmm. Right? When you are who you say you are and you do what you say you're going to do, it just makes you don't have to do a lot of thinking, because you're not really lying or falsifying who you are and what you're about. So start thinking about, how am I going to establish my brand? How can I create mastery in what I want to do and what I've been envisioning? Start looking at the blueprint you want to build for yourself. What does that blueprint look like? What does it entail? How can I master it? Mm-hmm. Like he said, right now we're reading Mama Mentality for $10 a month, for $9.99 a month. It's cheaper than a Netflix subscription. You get Kindle Unlimited, right, on Amazon. You get free books all the time. I got Mamba Mentality for free. I'm able to borrow it in the Kindle library. I can read it 1,000 times and then return it. Yep. I'm going to study it like a college course. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's what we're working on. He's working on time and thermodynamics.
Yeah. So the book that I'm actually reading now is about time and how time and thermodynamics work together. So we might bring you a show about that. I've always been interested in time and how time works. Is it linear? And it's, time is, what's the word they use?
The commodity is the most scarce commodity.
So I'm always interested in time, and I'm interested in science, And so we're working on that. She's reading the Mama Mentality. I got the time and thermodynamics. We're going to bring you shows probably in depth on both of them.
Let us know in the chat what you guys are reading. We would love to know what you guys are reading. Maybe something we want to study and look at.
Yeah, we can go over, because we love to read books. We encourage our children to read. Mm-hmm. I don't watch TV, so I spend a lot of time researching, reading, and or watching YouTube videos of people that that I think that I can get some information out of, or learn something from. So we spend a lot of time researching. I love to read. Reading is fundamental, as they used to say. Yeah, she got the Kindle. I go over here. I got this thing. It's called
iBooks.
free science books.
Oh
And
yeah,
it, and they,
astrophysics or something, right?
yeah, they just give you free books because the books are they're not out of print, but they're just you have
The new editions come
new
out.
editions come out, so then they'll give you a free edition. So maybe I get a free edition of some type of physics book from 2018 because they have a new one. But I still put it in my library. I go over it. Science is always changing, it's ever changing, but I go over it. I figure out this stuff and I say, oh, okay, this is, and I relate it back to, our lifestyle, our investment, the digital assets, because they are technology, so you can apply not physics, but just science in general to them. So that's what we do. We spend time trying to master what it is that we are doing, and we just wanted to have a show about mastery. Just say, spend your time mastering your craft, even if it's your job. Master your craft. Be the best you can be at it. Master whatever it is that you're trying to do. That's what we advocate.
For those of y'all who remember the actual original Karate Kid, Daniel's son, he had him out there waxing the car, and he's like, this isn't even learning karate moves. And then he never realized that the wax on, wax off was to develop the muscles he needed in order to do the higher tier karate moves in order to be, I can't remember the blonde kid's name.
Well, no, it was muscle memory. It was the muscle memory that he was creating muscle memory in in a unique way. But muscle memory is, a physical situation, muscle memory is key. So, but that's still mastery of his craft.
But I brought that up because in doing something as simple as washing and waxing a car is the same thing as you writing properly on your social media. When it comes time for you to produce that written communication in order to submit to get that first round funding, to get the business loan, or to do whatever it is that you need to do, you have already developed a habit. It comes a lot easier than you're writing, I call it in textese. Nobody knows what those letters thrown together mean. Okay, I don't know what IDAGF means. I know what it means now, but I didn't know what it meant. Just say I don't give a F, right? You're not that stressed for time that you can't afford to write that. But what happens is, like we said, you've developed that muscle memory. The law of attraction works whether you're attracting what you want or whether you're attracting what you don't want. It works either which way. So you might as well focus your energy, your time, develop that muscle memory to do it the right way. So when it comes time to do it the right way, it's effortless. And that's another one of the 48 laws. Make it look effortless. Right? I make this look easy. Well, I make it look easy because I do all these little things all day long. Every single day I show up. So when it comes time to do the big things, I bossed it. Right? And I look like a boss doing it. Like, damn, you've been doing this for a long time. Not really, but I get what you're saying. So these are some of the things that we want y'all to set yourselves apart so that you can get the best arbitrage, the best value. You can, as he likes to say, 10x that investment opportunity, 10x that thing that you're working on, 10x that opportunity that's coming to enrich you. And it doesn't even have to be financial blessings. This can be relationship. This can be health. This can be educationally. You're enriching yourself wisdom-wise, right? And believe it or not, at some point in time, it is going to translate financially because you'll make the right decisions. You have the right people in place. You're going to execute the right moves. So all of these things are intertwined, and they're things that we just want to be laser-eyed focused on. But I don't have anything else for you guys. Do you?
No, it's good. We got a short show today. We just want to talk about mastery, master your craft, and that's about it.
And show up every day.
Show up mastery and discipline. Be disciplined, like she said. Show up every day so people can count on you. People, respect you. That they like people that they can count on, because I don't know. The world's getting a little weird. I'm getting older, but people are kind of flaky and
Not kind of.
yeah. And then you can't really trust people. It's like, well, are you going to show up? Are you going to do what you said you were going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, be a man of your word, right? What's the what's the old Scarface saying? All I got is
My balls and my word.
all I got is my balls and my word. So, you know, be a man of your word.
Yeah.
That'll use that part. You use anyway. Be a man of your word, and that's all. Discipline, somebody trustworthy, mastery. Just some of the things that you can in this world that people can respect about you and be willing to deal with you.
Yeah, because especially in the digital world, there's a lot of charlatans, right? You don't know who you're talking to online.
Mm-hmm.
You think you're talking to somebody about a sponsorship. They try to get money from you, right? So you wanna set yourself apart. But one of the things we understand is because we show up every day. I could tell just by talking to you if you're flaky or not.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's easy.
Right? My stomach's going to start to tell me, this isn't right. That all the little red flags are going to show up in that initial conversation. People who do what they say they do already know when they're listening to somebody who isn't really about whatever they're talking to you about.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking to you about people who you just learned this yesterday. You trying to sell me a course for $377. I can tell just in this very casual conversation, you have no idea what you're talking about and you shouldn't be selling courses.
Yeah.
So having that mastery also allows you to very quickly detect the charlatans, the confidence men. Mm-hmm. They can't out-confidence you because you know what's going on. Mm-hmm. You've mastered that. And it keeps you from becoming a victim. It keeps you from being victimized. And it keeps you from being scammed.
Yep.
So the mastery, like I said, it will permeate through multiple aspects and facets of your life, and that's what you want. You want this wonderful thing to incorporate and be comprehensive and help you in a way to be the best that you actually can be for you and your family. And that's all that's all that we care about, and that's all we're concerned about at the end of the day. How can we build ourselves? How can we build each other? So let us know what you guys are reading that helps you to gain mastery. We're always looking for new books. We read about 3 to 5 books a month, just depending on his books are a lot longer. So he reads about 2 to 3 books per month. He's reading whole textbooks. I'm reading novels. I study them, I highlight them, take notes, I meditate on it. But we're always looking for something to give us that arbitrage, something to help us attain that mastery, get that wisdom. Yep. And we look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday.
Yeah, so let us know.
Bye.